that was how it went down. Now let's look at the fixtures for today. We're starting with that of Borussia Dortmund and Juve in Turin tonight. Remember the last time they met was in 1997. That was like 18 years ago.
Yeah, I remember
and
that
was
game.
In the final.
I remember that game. Dortmund won by 3-1. Del Piero scored a beautiful goal for Juventus in that particular game, and the doctor last weekend got the final goal for Dortmund. I think Karl-Heinz Riedler got both goals for Dortmund, the first two goals, but history, by the way. Dortmund are not really doing well in the Bundesliga this season, and Jurgen Klopp has come and said that Bundesliga is their priority this time around, so, but that doesn't mean that they wouldn't. Trust me, they are footballers. They go into every game with the mind of competitiveness, of going into the match to get a result or something. So definitely they'll be coming up against this Juve side.
9 points clear.
Yeah, 9 points clear. It's contrasting styles of football. It's not
one at the very peak and the other one.
I'm not even their styles of football, because if they're coming up against an English side now, you could say high tempo and everything. The Italians are more calm, technical. They 1, 2, 3 passes and everything. So I think this will be a good game for Dortmund and Juventus, because it will be balanced.
Yes.
I think the styles suit each other. So we should expect a very good game. I don't think Juventus will go out because Dortmund is not doing really well now and get a big victory over Dortmund. I don't see that happening. I see a very exciting game. Maybe both sides scoring, and I'm looking forward to
the coach
maybe a
Massimiliano
draw.
Allegri actually talked about the defense of Borussia Dortmund. Do you think that is something you should be worried about because of the way they played so far this season? I'm talking about Borussia Dortmund.
No. Borussia Dortmund this season, we have to be fair to them. They also suffered a lot of injuries. Matt Hummels hasn't. I can count how many games he's played this season, and he won't also not be available for tonight's game. Yes. You're having Subotic and the Greek. Socrates in central defense, Benda is likely he might play, he might not play. It's touch and go. There's Perisic playing right back. So definitely the defense, they are very fluid. They can move. The only hatchet man you can say they have is Subotic, because of the kind of player he is. But they are flair players. So if that is where it might be a problem, because when you have somebody like Carlos Tevez in your face every time. For 90 minutes, you cannot afford to, be lax on the ball. You just have to be very direct with somebody like that. So I think that is where they might have a little bit of issue. But aside from that, I think it's going to be an exciting game. I'm looking at a draw. The Dortmund attack too is not something you can mess with, because you have the likes of Marco Reus. There's the Gabonese, Aubameyang, and Gundogan is back. We saw him getting goals in the video you just showed, against Stuttgart. Very, very fantastic box-to-box midfielder. So I'd like to see that battle between Gundogan and Arturo Vidal, and there's also Paul Pogba. It's going to be very. I think I'll settle down and watch this particular game. Yeah, and when I think it will end in a draw.
Okay, a draw. That's what you're predicting. Now talking about Manchester City, of course. One thing about Manchester City is the fact that whenever they get to face Barcelona, they get beaten. And, well, it's more like a club, you would say they should have arrived by now, the European stage, because at the time where you have Roberto, the former coach, when he keeps saying that, look, they are young in Europe, but with the stars they have, is this really the time for Manchester City to just take it and get something out of...
Sometimes when you're trying to shed that toga of not being a big side in Europe, the luck of the draw might determine how far you go.
You will go. So it's not usually favorable to them. That's what you're trying to say.
If they had been eased into the Champions League with some lesser teams and everything, right from the first time we started qualifying for the Champions League, it's always been one tough draw or the other, just to get through.
Before we continue, let's just get to listen to Manuel Pellegrini, what he's expecting from Barcelona.
Before the last game, they won 11 games in a row, so I don't think that he has a lot of criticizing this moment. Maybe when we knew that we had to play against them in the draw in December, they were not in a good moment. But I think that tomorrow we'll see the real Barcelona here, trying to continue in Champions League. I said also last week that was very important for our team to focus our money just in Newcastle, not to think on Tuesday. Maybe they did the same, and they thought that they were going to beat Malaga in the same way. But before that, I think that they were playing very, very well. Leo Messi will continue being the best player of the world, but I don't think that we must just think in how to stop Leo Messi. if we just dedicate 3 or 4 players to stop Messi, well, you have free Suarez, Neymar, Xavi, Iniesta, Busquets, a lot of very good players also. I think I just said that I think it's very important for us to try to fight with them the possession of the ball, not to lose easy balls, so they have to recover also, and after that try to play as near as we can of their box. But in the other moment, well, when they have the ball and they attack, we must be very concentrated, not only Messi, also in the other players also.
And of course, for Sami Nasri, well, he believes that they're definitely not going to be going on a revenge mission. Let's listen to him.
No, we want to beat Barcelona because we want to go as far as possible in the Champions League, not because of a revenge. Because every game is on truth. So for us, it's just a different game. We are better physically than last year. Last year, before the first game, we had a couple players injured, so everything will be different. We have more experience about this competition this year. We went through difficulties in the group stage. It's just going to be a matter of winning the game and not revenge.
Well, hopefully he gets to score today. Now, talking tennis, where Roger Federer is back in Dubai, well, he's aiming to win a 7th title there. I mean, that's really a good hunting ground for him. And just yesterday when he began his defense, he defeated Mikhail Yushny 6-3, 6-1. The 16th time he's actually beating the Russian.
Yeah, the Russian will be looking to avoid the record that is owned currently by Thomas Berdych, losing 18 straight times to Nadal before finally getting the victory. So I think he knows that man, Roger Federer, has always got his number anytime they play. But aside that, looking at, I think Roger Federer's record in that tournament, I think he's only suffered 3 losses. You know, so whenever he goes there, he loves that tournament. He goes to win, and if you come in his way, I'm sorry, especially if you are Mikhail Yushny, you might get to lose. But good work for Federer. I would think he will go ahead and have a great season.
Yeah, okay.
We didn't expect him to lose to Andrea Sappi in the Australian Open.
It was actually happy because after they said he had a bottle of champagne to celebrate, and he had time to actually train more and relax more. I think that's at 33 he has won everything, yes, so he just needs to enjoy every tournament like the comes. Okay. Well, thank you so much for being part of the program. We'll just leave you once you can say enjoy the pictures coming from the Dubai Championship. Of course, Business Morning will be coming up much later at 10 a.m. Thank you so much. Bye for now.
Game settlement. Roger Federer. 2 sets to love. 6-3, 6-1.